Welcome to Custom Homebuilders Solutions, a web-based software, also known as CHS, a standalone accounting suite focused on job costing and profit management for professional home builders.
Hi there again, it's Carol King, the developer of Custom Homebuilders Solutions software, also known as CHS. This video will be a continuation about either setting up vendors, which are people that you pay and write checks to, or about handling 1099s. It's a combination of both, and you'll see this video in both the playlists about those two things. I'm on the main menu of CHS, and before we get back to the vendor setup that we've been talking about and to 1099s, I have clicked to open the chart of accounts for this builder. The reason being is that this video is going to be about entering some balances forwards for vendors that have been paid prior to you getting CHS. And I wanted to show you that when this particular builder started CHS, they came to the chart of accounts and they set up a balance forward date of May 31st, 2013. And then if they had any balance forwards, they entered those in to bring all their books forward from their previous one. So the thing is, that's May 31st, 2013, and I'd like to show you something about that regarding 1099s. So let's close that chart of accounts area. And let's get back to the vendor setup we've been talking about and the vendors list and setup. Now in the previous videos we were setting up something called Austin Air, but I'm going to use one of our vendors called Big Buck that's been an ongoing vendor in various videos since 2013. And I'll click the vendor setup button right here. And previously, in setting up vendors, we talked about the basics, and we talked about filling in most of these fields on the 1099 window, and I said I'd come back to the balance forward window. And then regarding setting up vendors, we'll come back and start talking about the other fields that are here. But while we were on 1099s, I want to talk about the balance forward. So let me click this question mark button. The balance forward amount should be a total of payments to each vendor that was paid during the CHS setup year, and so in our case that's 2013. Then when I put a balance forward in there, CHS will set the date for the balance forward to 1 day after our accounting balance forward date. So actually it's going to mark it as June 1st, 2013. This is so that those will only show up in your first year of operation in CHS when you are printing 1099s, and we're going to demonstrate that, so I won't go into this too much. It's entered on the vendor setup window. Enter the total of year-to-date payments to the vendor that will not be posted in CHS. In other words, you've been using something besides CHS and maybe paid Big Buck some other payments during that first year that won't show up in CHS, so this is a place for you to enter the total of the payments that you paid prior to getting CHS, so they will be added to their 1099 for this year. So let's close that. So what I'd like to do is pretend that we paid up through May 31st. In 2013 we paid Big Buck, I don't know, let's just say we paid him $5,000, $5,500 or something in some sort of payments. So I'm putting a balance forward right here for Big Buck so that it will be included on 1099s, and I'm going to save that. And I'm going to close this. That's all you need to do here is figure out how much you paid them before getting CHS and enter that amount. And I'm going to go back to the home main menu, and I'm going to look under vendors setup and info, and I'm going to go to the vendor 1099s window, which we will be discussing a whole lot more and all the details behind all of this in the following videos on the 1099 section. Let me select the year 2013. And if you noticed, Big Buck was set up as an NEC 1099, in other words for non-employee compensation like you usually do for most trade contractors. So I want to see all the 1099s for vendors or bills that have been paid marked with an NEC 1099. So let's open the worksheet that you're using to print 1099s. And what I'm interested in showing you is that right here on a line for a 1099 for Big Buck for the year 2013, which it says up here at the top, and for NEC 1099s, is that we have amounts paid in 2013 in CHS of this 34,000 something amount, but that CHS recognized that the balance forward was also dated in the year 2013, so it put it in here in red, and so the amount that would print on a 1099 for Big Buck will be $39,836 rather than the amount that's just been posted in CHS when you paid actual checks to Big Buck. So that's what that balance forward is all about. Then if you get, you know, like right now when I'm doing this video is in 2020, you might decide, you might click this to get that information again, that balance forwards help that we were really just looking at over on the vendor setup. But there's a button right here for if you want to go ahead and clear out all the balance forwards on those vendor setups because you're way past the year 2013. You can clear them all out and set them to 0 because it doesn't matter anymore after your first year. But I want to close this, like if I select 2020, see if we have any for Big Buck. Yeah, Big Buck is showing up in 2020. I don't have very many because I'm not really a builder, so not a lot showing up in 2020 because I don't sit here entering bills. But anyway, you'll notice that the balance forward is 0. It didn't pick up a balance forward for this year. It only did it in that very first year of setup of CHS. So if you're brand new to CHS and you're converting in the middle of the year and you need to put some balance forwards for 1099s, that's all that is. That balance forward doesn't affect any single accounting balance anywhere. It's just a place to put a balance forward to add to a 1099. So I'll finish this video up here and we will continue on. If you're watching about setting up vendor setups in the playlist, we will continue on to the next sections on the vendor setup window. Or if you're watching about 1099s, we'll start talking about the 1099s and coming here to do the 1099s. So thank you very much for watching.